Hello, welcome back to Midnight Q, playing some DC Legends. Unfortunately, last week it was announced that DC Legends would be discontinued. It's no longer available in the App Store, and the final day they're going to allow for gameplay will be October 31st. In the meantime, a lot of people have asked whether we've had some crazy stuff going on in the game, like they had the Zatanna, who's a Lord of Chaos, and there were some questions about all of these nice little bonuses that we were getting, and I believed at the time that it was all part of an apology for some of the bugs that we'd had this summer regarding the raid event and different things like that. And now people were speculating that maybe those were there because they knew it was closing, but with all the changes they were making, the reason for some of the bugs isn't just because it was buggy, but also because they were creating another game mode called Coliseum. Now they have Secret Society, and this is like one of the first. This is like the third or fourth event, and they divide it up by groups. Secret Society, they had Teen Titans, Justice League, and they've had various pricing. Like now it's 1 energy to play, where before it was 5, and then they went down to 3, and then 1. And it's got some good prizes in there, better than the Gem Blitz. But even at 3, it was still worth it more. Now it's way worth it more. If they'd just done 1 from the start, it would have won a lot of people over. They But we were playing the last event called Break It All, and it didn't occur to me last time when I was playing that the reason the story is so messed up in terms of the dialogue and everything is because she's about chaos. That's another reason they did the calendar for what they did. I think it was an apology, plus they did it with chaos just as a way to say everything's chaotic, it's crazy, even the game's being affected by it. Maybe that's a little bit of a joke, a self jab, because the game was chaotic when they had the bugs. Since this may be I don't know if this is going to be the last video or not, since it's coming to an end. There's some things planned. There's a raid planned, but I don't know what's planned for next month. Next month, I imagine there's going to just be gems and stuff given out so that we can enjoy the game and what we have unlocked. So it's called Break It All. My team's Cheetah, Tudcord, Blue Beetle, Firestorm, and Huntress. We still have the Firestorm bug. I don't think there's going to be much motivation to fix it now since the game's coming to an end. But like I said, I found a way to work around it by putting it on auto. Once you've done the third, it goes left. It goes right to left when doing the moves. I'm gonna turn off the speed up. That way I can have at least one last video with enjoying the animations. And Firestorm's got some neat ones. I haven't used him a lot because he's gone through one other rework before, and I used him when I first got him, of course, because he was a new character and I was new, and you can use him in the player versus environment, the PvE. And I know this is an AoE attack, but it gives Firestorm some buffs, which he can use whatever he's got. I'll show you. So he purges 10 buffs, and then he deals special damage to all enemies plus 10% per buff purged. So it doesn't even matter what buffs he's got, he'll just purge it, and it'll add to his attack power. And I've always loved this animation. He's one of the first. He was like the second month I think the game was out, or maybe the third. I don't remember. Oh, and that's the other thing. The game was 6 years old last year. They gave us a special 6th anniversary icon last year, and and I think by November it would have been the 7th year. So right before their 7th year anniversary, they are closing down. I thought that was kind of a shame, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Don't know. It just seemed unexpected with the upgrades they were doing, the changes they were making. It seemed like with the new event, they had I'm trying to remember some of the other changes that they made. Some of the reworks they were doing. Now here's where I'll put it on auto so you can do his second move. And I'll just put it back on manual. But yeah, it seemed like they had some changes in the works. Oh, I remember. They found some of the players found some leaked skins that were going to come out in the next few months. Probably concept designs, and I don't remember the website, but there's a website where a lot of the DC artists, the game's artists will put some of their stuff up and show stuff they're making for the game. And I had found some of the original stuff on there, and there was some new stuff too, but it depends on which of the game designers are putting their stuff there too on that site. But I don't remember the name of that site. I haven't been there for a while. they found some new things that hadn't been in the game yet. But so there was definitely things in the works. Let's take this guy out. This is the node before. I started a node early because, like I said, I just thought I'd have a little extra gameplay in there. And then I'll probably be, I don't know if I'm going to do another video series on another game or not. Some of the guys want to do Marvel Strike Force. Some of the guys were already playing Marvel Strike Force. I don't know if our alliance has kind of got, we're a little mixed on who's going to go over to it. I'm going to play Marvel Strike Force, but I don't know yet if I'm going to do recordings, because their events, you almost have to have teams and things unlocked. I guess I could record gameplay, and I guess I could show the story mode on the campaign, but I don't know if I really want to do that. It's a game I've played off and on. But anyway, that's still a debate, and it's a game I'll probably play for a little while. There's a new DC game called Dark Legion coming out, and if it's comparable to this, I might start showing that one off. For now, it might just be some Fortnite videos. I might try doing some other videos too. But mostly, I'd done these videos to archive the events. It was mostly for myself when I started, and then a few other people liked what I was doing, and so it was for them too. Poison Ivy, your vines... Oh yeah, don't mind the dialogue, it's chaos. Poison Ivy, your vines weave tales of sorrow. Humans reap what they sow. Nature's voice needs to be heard. Yet even in thorns, life persists. Let's show them the beauty of balance. With wings of justice, we'll restore harmony. And it's weird because... Oh, sorry. I've been lost in the chaos, but no longer, Ivy. Let's mend rather than destroy. Fear not the thorns, for roses bloom through them. It's almost like they're... I keep wanting to comment. The sea touches us, that even in chaos there's serenity. Dark or light, we're connected by our humanity. The Martian. Interesting. So, it's Martianity. It's almost like Music Maestro when he takes over. They still say what they want, but they sing it. Or at least in the story I've seen. Not like a big Music Maestro fan. Boy, this will be interesting. Give me a minute. I will be right back. I'm back, although I was able to pause it. I just wasn't sure if that was going to work. I feel like I'm going to fat finger the pause button. Oh yeah, I forgot. Her animation's really good. That's Huntress. I got that costume recently. It's a good costume. I like it. It's something different, you know. Try to get charged up on this first wave, and by then all my super moves are gone. Oh wow. The bad part about Ivy is we gotta take her out, but she can return the... Oh wait, here we go. Cord's great. Because he'll stun everybody. Oh wow. He'll kill everybody except Ivy and then stun her. That was better than I thought. I'm not even going to bother doing his number 2. We're just going to zap her. And that's Huntress's... Wow, that was her auto move. And that usually finishes them off. There must be a ton of health on that Ivy. Wow. That's time for a finale. Everyone, break from bewildering. Chaos contained, but friendship remains. In unity, we find strength. I mean, it's all poetic, I guess is what I was thinking earlier. I was thinking it's kind of similar when Music Maestro makes everyone sing. Darkness can't extinguish the light we carry. Boy, I read that weird. In the whirlwind of chaos, our bonds endure. Through the chaos of wills, a beacon shines. Chaos is but a tide, ebb and flow, but unity remains. Chaos can't sever the threads of compassion. Our wings guide us above chaos as harmony takes flight. Laughter resounds in the face of chaos. Chaos tested me, but I found my way back stronger. chaos can't shatter the bonds we built. In our unity, chaos finds harmony, and friendship prevails. I may have to review this all later on the videos. It sounds like something's being said, but it also sounds a little crazy. So maybe that's the point. I don't know. So anyway, that is I was going to say the final Kite Man event, because usually they repeat the hero from the last event, and they did not do that. The final Zatanna event, that is Zatanna's chaos costume. And like I said, I don't know what's going to happen next month. I don't know if we'll get another event or if the events will be sheltered for just playing the game. I mean, it seems like they're giving us a lot of bonuses to help build up our characters. That leaves me trying to decide who I'm wanting to build up. I was able to get my Blue Beetle to Rebirth 5. I'm working on getting him up to level 80. And there's a website where you can submit your RB5 tunes. I don't know if they're still going to do that, but I'm gonna do that. I've never got the chance to, so I'm going to do it this time. But I want to get him up to level 80 before I submit him. I'm hoping they'll make some fragments available for Connor, so I can get him to RB5. Hal needs a few, or Hal, not Hal. Let's Starfire or Star Sapphire, and then Hal. He's almost RB5 also. He just needs about 300 more fragments. And this was all stuff I was working on, planning on doing for the in the next year, because it was all just kind of coming up. I thought, well, next year, this is kind of my plans. And it's kind of changed the way I played the game. I was conserving gems that I had, using them for certain characters, but mostly to do the raids so I can get upgrade materials and the rebirth tokens. And then I would work on getting the fragments, and the gems would cycle. And then as I was saving gems, I could buy fragments like for Connor or for Jaime, Blue Beetle. And I was just working on maybe getting them stronger. I was going to wait on level 80 because 76 was a good spot for me to stop, because it was easier resource-wise to get everybody to 76 than it was to get everybody up to level 80. And then by everybody, I'm not referring to every single character. I mean just the ones I was working on over the time I've been playing the game. And I did not really let the meta dictate who I upgraded. I did in some cases. Black Flash, I had to work on him because he could turn back turn meter. That became difficult to work with without having my own. Aquaman made up for some of that too. Spectre, but I was also doing Spectre because I have a lot of the JSA members, and I was just working on all of them. These are just all these 76s and 70s. The 70s were the ones that I'd worked on up to a certain point. I went to 76 because 76 was a good spot because it kept my 70s relevant. Anybody in their 70s were still relevant with the 76s, and I don't know if the going to level 80 is going to make this level 70s less relevant or not, because I'm already fighting some top players. But like I said, it depends on what resources they're going to make available. And as you see, I'm getting down here, this Mr. Terrific, which is weird. He's down there. So I don't have him RB'd. I never had enough fragments, but but he's way down there. His power level's ranked real low, but he's level 76 and Legendary 5. So I mean, and also I guess Wonder Woman would go up a little bit more if she was 76. But Steppenwolf's the same way. Darkseid. Well, I guess those guys are both Legendary 4s. But yeah, I was surprised at the power rating being so low when they were what used to be the maximum. I even did this guy. I was gonna rebirth a Joker as a joke, but I've never had enough of. I never got to the point where I was like, "Here's 10 rebirth tokens I want to throw away," because this is not. They have a good Joker and a bad Joker. This one was always deemed the bad Joker, but I liked the random chaos that he brought to a match, because every move he does is just a total chance. And there were certain teams. About a year or two ago, I could use him in, and he'll knock out buffs sometimes and stun, and I was able to use him in a couple matches here and there. The current meta, I never could use him. He's kind of like before Blue Beetle's most current rework. You couldn't use him for a long time, and then that's where my dividing line is. Notice I got this Joker up to level 60. I just not the biggest Joker fan. I like Joker. I like different. I like varying degrees of Joker. But yeah, I started doing this one as a joke. I had him built up a long time ago, and then I just put him back on the back burner. But most people will say he was never usable, and that's probably true. He was very circumstantial. He was rated trash tier. But I was even going to do Livewire. She had a few. She was never that great, but she had a few things that she could do too, and I was kind of surprised how well she'd work in some matches. But unfortunately, once I got to level 70, I kind of just had that dividing line there, and just kept working on everybody to the left of it because I just needed to keep my power levels up. And I'd find teams out of these guys that would work. When these other guys to the right of the dividing line got bonuses, I could use them in different situations, different events, and things. But I just didn't use them very much. I was starting to get them geared. Like he's gear 9, so he's got some usability. Most of them I got to level 40 and would gear up to either 5 to 8, depending on what I had extras of. And there's times I had a ton of gears just floating there, so I just used them because my guys to the left of that using line were all maxed out on gear. I didn't need to save the gear, so I just started gearing them up. This way, when they were in a PvE campaign, when they do the alliance missions, and this is going to be arena battles, but when they did campaign battles, I could still use them. And in campaign, they'd still win. I could still stick it on auto and let it earn the points. Anyway, sorry for that long ending. A little bit of ramble there. I don't script my stuff. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the game after the events kind of got a crazy story anyway, so I don't know what to say about that. Chaotic story. Chaotic, not crazy. It's not Joker, or Harley, or anybody else at Arkham. It's chaos. I'll tell you who's grumpy. He doesn't like that. This guy. He doesn't like the chaos. He's Fate, Dr. Fate, Lord of Order. So he doesn't like that chaos. I'm surprised they didn't make him playable and give him a few lines like, this is ridiculous or something. Maybe that would have come next month. I don't know. Anyway, so this may be the last DC Legends video. If not, I will. If they do something next month, I'll definitely record it. Something worth recording, I'll record it and show it off a little bit. And then after that, we'll do some more Fortnite, and I might do some Marvel Strike Force. If you want me to, I guess comment below, and we'll see what we got, or I'll see what I can come up with. If you don't, that's fine. That's no big deal. That's it. Y'all have a good day. I am going to miss this game. I played it a lot over the last 7 years, 7 years, I guess. Even though it's not going to quite make 7, I'm going to call it 7. It's easier to round up. But yeah, I'm gonna miss playing it. I liked playing this. It was great fun, even with the bugs and all. They patch it up, and I don't know. I can't name a game that doesn't have bugs. Even Strike Force has bugs. Even Fortnite has bugs. They got some crazy ones on there. It's all these. I think it's this live, constant updating. It's just gonna. There's little room for testing some cases. Sometimes some games are worse than others, but overall, I had a good time. And a lot of people, even though they were very passionate about fixing the bugs and angry, they were angry because they loved the game and they really wanted to just enjoy it. And now that we're kind of running out, there's a lot of people petitioning to try to save the game. And that would be nice if they could do something like that. If that does work, I don't have much hope for that, but I've signed it. I'm adding my voice to it. Maybe DC will get somebody's attention. I don't know. Management's changed at DC and WB. And I kind of thought when we survived that initial purge, this game survived that initial purge with that takeover from Zaslav, and I don't know how much Gunn would have to do with this. I think he's pretty much in the movies part where Zaslav's kind of the overall guy. I don't know. I don't know how much of that played into it. It's a 7-year-old game. It's gone on a lot longer than a lot of people thought it would. The code, when it was made with an older code, even for its time, and that may not be totally correct. I heard things from podcasts from the DC guys, from the WROL guys that kind of got some stuff. Something about the time when it was made, the code was the current code, but it was just on its way out the door. And those developers that all made the game, even though they promised new stuff, what we heard from future developers was that the code wasn't very upgradable. And so they did a lot of work on this game to make it upgradable, to change it, to add raids and the Coliseum and stuff like that. Oops, timing out there. So they did a lot of work on stuff like that, and that may have contributed to some of the bugs over the years. There's my society team I'm doing in the Coliseum. I don't remember who I was using these guys for. Probably one of the campaign events. Not campaign, the alliance battles. But so I don't know. I mean, it's lasted a long time, and I think that at some point we all knew that there was probably going to have to be a DC Legends 2 or something to get past the bugs so they could update the code. Make a new game with new code that's more upgradable, more friendly to upgrades, less prone to so many bugs. And it was probably getting time. It's probably just they might want to break before they do the new DC game. I'm hoping it's similar to this. They had one they were working on a while ago, but it got canceled before it got released, which was a shame. It was not Heroes and Villains. That's a puzzle game. It was I don't remember the name of it now. I always meant to do a recording of it when it was in beta, and I never got around to it, or at least I don't think I did. I'm gonna have to check my archives. But anyway, sorry for the extra long outro there. That's it. We'll see y'all next time. Hope y'all have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.